Hello, and thank you for watching the Convo presented by Leadership Indianapolis. I am Ebony Chappelle, Manager of Programs and Communications, and today I am doing a special edition of the Convo and stepping a little bit outside of the box to talk with two creators here in our community who are behind a new play coming out at the IRT called Number Six. We're here with Dwandra Lampkin, who is the director of Number Six at the Indiana Repertory Theatre, and Jamaal McCray, who plays one of the lead actors in the play as well. Thank you both for talking with me today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So I would like to have both of you just kind of talk about an overview of this play, Number Six. It explores a lot of themes around police violence against different communities, how the community responds to it, as well as some different family dynamics. So tell us a little bit of an overview of this specific story.
Well, I'll chime in first. Number six, it's really quite interesting because we have this situation. This play was based off of an actual event, although the family surrounding the play was created by the playwright. The play takes place in 2001 in Cincinnati during a time where the city was in an uprising based on the murder of a young man named Timothy Thomas. He was murdered by a police officer. So what we get to see is what's happening inside of a home when this Black family brings in a intoxicated white man. We get to see the events that unfold based on what's happening on the outside, which is the riots, and also what I would consider sort of a riot on the inside as well, the things that unfold when the family discovers who this white man is.
And Jamaal, tell us about your role in the play and your character.
I play Felix. Um, Felix is the twin brother of Felicia. He his father was shot when he was 12 years old, so he's kind of establishing himself as the man of the household. Just he's a kind of a uptight fellow, runs a tight ship, but yeah, it was crazy. I was just talking about playing this character, and he's, although like I can relate to him directly because he is Black, and just dealing with the kind of situation he's dealing with. We have different approaches. So it was really just fun and challenging just to step into this kid, man. He's like 24 years old, dealing with this stuff. So it was just very interesting, how explosive he is, and just kind of moving without thinking. But that's enough shit. Sorry, I thought a lot about him. It's a galaxy in my head about this character. So if it sounds like I'm just rambling on, it's because I've thought a lot about this kid.
That's okay. And thank you for sharing, Dwandra. That actually leads into a great question that I wanted to ask you. And that is about bringing this story to life off of the page and kind of what that process was for you as a director. I haven't seen you all's performance of it just yet. I know it's streaming now, and I plan to do that soon, but I have read the play and had a discussion with different community people about it. And, one of the things that I thought about is the fact that this story has the potential to cause a strong reaction from different people, depending on, it can come from so many different perspectives as to how they look at this situation of police violence, how they look at this situation of, uprisings in communities. So I just wanted to hear from you. What was your process to bring this story to life, and what were some of the main things that you kept in mind going through that?
Yeah, I think just based on where we are today currently, right? We have all these resources to pull from, whether it's what we're dealing with now racially in our society, or even 2001 back then, right? So I'm doing research from 2001, but very much living in the now, which means I'm bringing my perspective as a Black woman into this process. I will say that it's interesting. I think about when I first read the script, my reaction when I read it the first time was different than my reaction the fourth time. You start to see things that you don't necessarily notice through the first read because you're on one path. Then you start to dig a little bit. And each time it became sort of a bigger challenge for me. I thought, okay, whoa, this has many layers. And I didn't notice this layer the first time. And what will that be like once we get into the actual rehearsal process? I will say that what did help for me was being able to actually talk to the playwright beforehand, right? Get a little insight, because it's one thing as a director to read a script. It's another thing to be able to connect with the source of the person who wrote it. So I will say that during the process, it was discoveries each and every day. And whenever I had questions or concerns, I could always go to the playwright, TJ Young. Even with the actors, we spent several days just doing table work, dissecting each moment. So that played a big part in the process as well.
Amazing, amazing. One of the other things that I wanted to talk to both of you about, when I do this show with people, this interview series, one of the things I always ask them about is, as a leader, what are the lessons and things that have helped guide who they are? And I think the same applies to artists and creators as well. You all are leaders in your space and leaders in helping to stretch our imaginations in ways that we never would have done on our own. So when you do the work that you're doing with number six or any of the other things that you do, what are the lessons that help guide you as a leader?
Mm.
Um, well, modestly speaking, on the leader side of the game, uh, just never really stop learning, and you got to feed your mind, and I tell anybody, because I do acting coaching too, when I can't. There's been crazy busy, but I always tell people, like, okay, as an actor, as a creator, if you're in any type of performance, but specifically, acting, you have to exercise intelligence, and you have to feed your mind, because that is one of the, other than your body, that is one of your major tools. So, acting for a part or anything, or doing anything creative, has a big, self education. Um, that's a part of the process. So feeding your mind, and being conscious of what you're feeding your mind is very important. And empathy, just getting out in life and figuring things out. Never get caught up at thinking that you know everything. Um, because for me anyway, some of the most intelligent people I've known, some of the people with the most wisdom, some of the most loving people, usually by the time they hit 30, 40 or something, they usually, I don't know what's going on. They know so much that they know that they don't know what's going on. So I think that's a big part of it, because that's going to, just crystallize you as an individual. That way you have something to offer someone else when you're leading, or how to follow and things like that. You bring something to the table to work in a group.
Mhm. Wonderful. What about you, Dwandra?
I would say I teach at a university. I teach students in acting and theater. And I will say I try to practice what I teach, which is to embrace the struggle, right? When things get tough in the process, lean into that struggle, into that pain, because that's kind of when the bigger lessons come out. So for me, that's the thing that I use to approach any situation. Similar what to Jamaal said as well, only I'll do a little twist on it, which is to never be hesitant to admit that you don't know something, right? So when we were in the process struggling, I would say to the actors sometime, I don't know what this moment is about. Help me out here. Let's work together. It takes a village, even in the creative process. People often think, well, the director is the person who knows everything and tells the actors what to do. So not the case. It's always a collaboration. And when I don't know something, I will openly say, I don't know how to fix this. And to me, that always serves me in this process.
These are such great tips. I'm sitting here thinking about different ways that this information can be applied. So thank you both. Thank you both. As we wrap up, back on the topic of number 6, which is streaming now for those that would like to view it. What role do you think art plays in having crucial conversations in our community?
I think that art is sort of a safe space, meaning it's a free fall, but you know that there's a net underneath. We get to literally open up a vessel for people to experience certain circumstances and situations while still feeling safe enough to know that in the end, no harm will come to them. But in the process, even though they go through the fire, they'll come out on the other end, not necessarily burned, but awakened in a way. And I think that's how art serves the community.
I think art is, a beautiful gift. Is something that is that is universal and connects you with different dimensions in this universe. I think it's our inheritance, just being human and, being some star that blew up billions of years ago. It's a magical science, man. And, I say that with a lot of love, man, because I've been without it before, just, and it's a difference. And it's just a way that we can all connect on a very spiritual level, no matter what background you're from, if you're paying attention.
Mhm. Well, thank you both again for talking with me about this wonderful play and about your experiences as artists and creators, because I think there is a lot that can be gleaned from this conversation. So thank you both again.
Thank you, Ebony.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in to the Convo. For more information on Leadership Indianapolis, be sure to visit leadershipindianapolis.com.